You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do. Well, you can keep on talking, talking.
Cool, cool. And with that, I think I've posted on all of the social media stuff that I have, letting people know that I am live. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Nico. I go by Cointrick and Cointrick Twitch online. And tonight, I've shaved. I've just remembered. Tonight, I'm making drinks, answering questions, and telling stories like I normally do. And I think John Luke is joining me at some point during this as well. Jake, welcome back. Alina, welcome back. Thank you guys for tuning in. Ben, if you're still here, thank you for tuning in on YouTube. I feel like I should make a drink today, but I don't know what drink to make. Also, I think I'm going to ask John Luke to practice Flair, so I feel like that'll be entertaining. I feel like if I tried to teach John Luke Flair, I would be like, look, all I want you to do is toss it up, and then catch it like this. Start like this, catch it like this. And I think John Luke would be like, got it. Spin it like 6 times in the air. Why not? I guess I missed part of the chat at first. Why not what? I want him to play Destiny again. I just give him shit all the time and call him a whore. That's true. Jake did that once. I answered the phone on speakerphone because I had my daughter in my hands. And granted, my daughter is like not even a year old yet. But I answer the phone on speakerphone and I'm holding my daughter and I go, hey Jake. And he just goes, what's up, whore? And then I was like, say hi to Rosalie. Let me put product in my hair. Holy crap. Good afternoon, Nico. Chazzy, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. What flair should I teach John Luke? Should I teach him something easy or something hard? I feel like the hardest thing that John Luke could learn quickly, like over the course of one live stream, would be this pass, which is also one of my favorite ones to do. Just up here and then behind the back. You guys can't quite see it. Let me see if I turn this way.
Wait a second. God damn it!
Oh, thank you for the new follow. I appreciate it. Oh, my eyes are terrible. Ty TFN, I think is how that's pronounced. Welcome, thank you for tuning in, showing up in chat, and thank you for the new follow. Yo, hello, and I'm from TikTok. Awesome, cool, cool, cool. Elephant Wills, welcome, man. Yeah, the vast majority of the people here will be here from TikTok, and I only mention that so that nobody feels weird about it. I've definitely had like a bunch of people lurk, and then finally one. I was talking mostly to myself. It always feels like I'm talking to myself sometimes, but I was mostly talking to myself and just going on about like cocktail history at one point, and then finally someone was like, I feel awkward saying this, but I found you on TikTok. Is it alright to talk in chat? And which is why now I tell people when I post stuff on TikTok, like, I hope to see you in chat. I actually do literally hope to see you in chat. And then once that happened, there were like 8 other people in chat who were like, oh, yeah, I just felt weird mentioning that I was from TikTok, but you definitely shouldn't. In fact, it means you should have something in common with nearly everybody here. Nico, we know your eyes are terrible, that's why you have glasses. Well, hey, sometimes people have fake glasses. Also, my eyes shouldn't be bad when I'm wearing glasses. That's the whole reason glasses exist. I don't just wear imagine if that's how it works. I don't wear glasses just to broadcast to the world that I have terrible eyes. But it would be funny if that is how it worked, right? If they didn't actually improve your vision, but you just had to wear them so that other people knew that you can't see anything around you. It's pronounced kind of like T8 and just FN. Oh, Tate FN? Is that how it's pronounced? Why I am back from yesterday. Why I do that. Welcome back, man. Thank you for tuning back in. I appreciate it. My eyes are still terrible with my glasses. Yeah, mine aren't great, but like, chat is now harder to read than it was before because I'm using a slightly different software. I could try to show you guys, but alright, I'll try to show you guys what it looks like when I'm looking at chat. You see that blue thing right over there? That's how I read chat.
Wait
And
a
I have to
second.
try to read
God
that
damn it!
from all the way back here. So to me, it looks like this. Hold on. It would be like trying to read this. And yes, I promise there is writing on this. Margarita videos next week. You heard it here first. Actually, you heard it here. Technically, you did hear it here first, but you guys heard it here second if you weren't here yesterday. Because I happened to talk about all this stuff yesterday. What's up, Nico? What are you drinking? Right now, I'm just drinking a Coca-Cola. I'm trying to be better about not getting, like, super turned, just, like, on my live streams casually. It's not really a huge deal for me, but I also feel like there are definitely people out there who see my drinking habits and are just like, yeah, that's an acceptable threshold. It's not. You do not do as I do. I don't just throw that phrase around lightly. So I'm trying to set a better example. I know it's, which is why now we do shot 45 instead of shot 30. I know it seems obvious, but can't you just, I don't know, make your chat box bigger? If I did that, the text would be bigger, but then I would have fewer, like, blocks of messages. So if you guys talk too quickly, if you guys, like, sent too many messages at once, or if one person sent a really long message, then it would get buried, and I would only be able to read either things from people who speak the most, which isn't fair to everybody, or people who leave the longest messages. And I don't want it to become a competition where people are like, alright, I gotta get my message in, like, now, and I gotta, like, fluff it up so that he sees it on his screen. So, I think this is a pretty good compromise. It doesn't help either that my glasses are always dirty. Hannah, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for reminding me to have fun on my live streams. Oh god, I'll get the left-handed throw eventually. What am I going to take a shot of? My hesitation is that John Luke is going to come down here in like 2 minutes, and he's going to be like, shots? He's super tired. He had to work until like 1 a.m. last night, and then he and I just moved some like heavy lumber and, camera one please, heavy lumber and like furniture and stuff that we're getting rid of. Pinched my finger. Heard. What should I mean, I have shot glasses over here though, I'll grab those. What should I have a shot of though? I'll grab 2 and I'll pour John Luke a shot for when he comes down here. That way I could just be like, already poured you one. And then I may do like a baby shot with him. Baby shot, do 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 do. Neo, what's going on? Chief Justice, welcome back, dude. Thank you for tuning in. Showing up in chat, I appreciate it. So I bought a practice bottle for Flare. Cool, cool. Are you like experienced doing Flare at all? I don't want to give you advice if you're not looking for advice, because I'm not trying to be out here mansplaining to my audience. It's actually one of my favorite ways to practice. It's just doing alternating grips. Oh wait, I know what I'm gonna take a shot of. Tequila. Oh, Sato. Get it all out of there. Perfect. Also, there should be, hopefully, God willing, there will be a YouTube video up tonight. Today we were supposed to release part 1 of the like the Build-A-Bar Margarita video, and the only reason that we didn't was because I was having issues importing it onto my computer from the drive. So, editor is working on that, fixing that. It's probably already done, but I had to come over here and move furniture and stuff. So it will be up tonight, just super late. I can a double flip and land on the back of my hand. I can't even do that. Anything that involves like catching it like in one static position just completely does not work for me. Oh, God. So what you're talking about, flipping it twice like that and then catching it on the back of your hand? I feel like there's something about the throw that I'm not understanding. I can do that. And I can balance it if I don't throw it. So it's the landing that I don't understand. Yeah, boy. Oh my God. The next video I'm doing, the next one that I'm writing and recording, is a video on the last word. So for that, I probably need to make a grocery list of some kind. Since I think Thursday, Hannah, I think you and I are going out and getting a bunch of stuff? Or is that tomorrow that we were doing that? Oh wait, hold on, there it is. Yeah, I was like, I have one of these markers that is good. It's one that I used to bring into work. I only know that because there is red tape on it. There was a point in time where things at work kept getting lost, and instead of getting blamed for it, I just started bringing in my own stuff. And luckily nobody stole any of my stuff. I would just wrap red tape around my stuff, and then people would ask, why is there red tape around this? And I would say, well, I brought it from home, and stuff keeps disappearing behind the bar, so at the end of the night, I'm just gonna bring these home with me. That way no one thinks that I'm like walking out of here with equipment. What is your hardest, coolest trick you can do? The joke answer to this is to show up to work on time, because apparently that is a very rare quality in the industry. My what is it? Hardest, like most complicated trick? Isaac, welcome back, man. Thank you for tuning in. Isaac is Solid Rock. He's watching from YouTube. your rhythm with your bottle tricks is unique. I feel like all of your skills at the same speed, whether or not I've seen you do them 1,000 times or one time, that tells me how deep your skills are. Yeah, the way that I went into it is kind of like dancing. I guess when I started as a barista, one of the things that made me move well behind the bar was thinking about it the way that I used to think about like gymnastics and martial arts. So there is like an element of rhythm to it. It also helps me keep my mind off of it when I think of what I'm doing as a performance art. I have like 40 screenshots for it. Oh, wow. So many. Hardest, coolest trick. I don't know many of them well enough. I've done a few things that happen to be challenging or difficult, like... Where did I put the bottle? Here. Like going behind the back and then bumping it, which, as I mentioned before, is really inconsistent for me. I just don't have the control to do that. That's probably the hardest one I've ever done. That or a blind throw to the other side. This one I was kind of practicing. There's two tricks to this. Or there's two, like, secrets, I guess. One, three, I guess. Don't move your head. Two, try to keep your arms symmetrical, which is easy for me to do here because I can look at the camera and see that my arms are equal distance apart. And then three, try to throw it next to your ear. So, because that should be right above your spine if you're perfectly symmetrical. And so, eventually, over time, you should be able to get it in your hand. But it's funny because that was the first trick I tried when I got this bottle. And Hannah can tell you I landed it twice in a row, and I haven't been able to do it since. Raggle fraggle. But my favorite tricks to do are actually the ones that almost don't even look like flair. Like taking the speed pour and doing that to pour. I feel like is more fun to me than going and trying to like grab the bottle and go, oh yeah, I can do flair with this. And then grabbing it and trying to do the whole spinny, like, whizzing the bottles around and stuff like that. I would rather do that, or just doing, like, really elegant, like, pours in general, like, people who can, like, pour like that. Normally, though, when my bottles were in the rail, that was one of the things I would do. I would reach, well, they were on my left, so I'd reach with my left hand, put the jigger here, and then I would pull the bottle out with the jigger and measure that way. Do you want to be on stream, John Luke? Cool. John Luke, everybody. Hey, you made it in time to take this shot I already poured for you.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay.
Camera one is there now.
Camera one.
I actually like it because now I can see chat, and chat can see me. Cheers. You go, Tom Cruise. Actually, ironically, Tom Cruise is a better flair bartender than I am. Well, he's better at flair than I am. I don't know if he would be a better bartender than I am.
Good afternoon.
Love you.
Chazzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Chazzy boy. Chief Justice.
Would you say practicing with a heavy plastic bottle would be better than a glass bottle in case you drop it often? Yeah. But I know that some people don't have the recourse to, like, order a practice bottle for themselves, or maybe you're hesitant, you don't want to, like, invest in a practice bottle, and maybe you just want to, like, every once in a while you want to try it in your free time. I would recommend that you get a practice bottle now that I have one. It's made flair a lot more fun for me, and I've actually put myself in danger less. But if you only have glass bottles laying around, two things to help you out. One, never use a wine bottle. The way the glass is made is a little bit different. It's not meant to handle the same kind of temperature and pressure and stuff like that, so it shatters more easily, in my experience. And then the second thing is, if you're very new to this, wrap your bottle in duct tape. That way, if you drop it and it does break, at least it's easy to clean up, and you'll have fewer of those small shards of glass, like, flying everywhere, that you find by stepping on it barefoot, you know, weeks later, months later. Also, don't practice with alcohol. Always practice flare and pouring with water. Yeah. I mean, this is another one of these don't do as I do things, because I've definitely practiced with alcohol before. Yeah, it's definitely wasteful. You also have to be willing to make a mess, but I feel like that should go without saying. If you start spilling stuff, don't give up. Just clean up, keep going. Oh, I was gonna try to get you to practice flare with the flare bottle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What you want to learn? What can you do already?
I don't know.
In the movies? And I'm gonna write a note here before I forget why I pulled this out really quick.
I just spit my gum out. I realized I had it.
I'm gonna have to get more gin. I'm gonna have to get more kinds of chartreuse. But for liqueur, it should be fine. I should be alright. What are you doing?
Can you actually pour with this?
Oh, I can. I prefer to practice with it empty because I get spaced while I'm live streaming, and I'll just throw it around. Nathan, what's up? Or what I think is Nathan. Welcome, thank you for tuning in, showing up on YouTube. How's it going?
Yo.
Don't give up, just clean it up. Drinking. Don't give up, just clean it up. Drinking rainbow. I can drink almost anything.
Oh, I see. Where you got the thing.
Wait, what trick were you trying to learn?
Oh. I don't know.
My suspicion is that if I help you learn something,
What's this?
I will also learn something. It's just, I would call that a single spin milking grip to milking grip.
Okay.
That's an inverted same thing.
Okay. Now. Wait.
Inverted bartender's grip to bartender's grip.
Okay. Bartender's grip. Milking grip.
No, milking grip. Milking grip is when the bottle is like this. You just happen to start with the bottle out. So that's milking grip. This is bartender's grip. Bartender's grip is the way that bartender would pull it out of the rail. But this, I would also... Basically, if the bottle is right side up, I always call that bartender's grip. If the bottle is upside down or facing away from you, I call that milking grip.
Okay. And then... This thing's just like...
It's a lateral pass.
Okay.
Camera 4.
It's also got like...
Trying to kill me.
4.
So wait, what are you just trying to do that?
Yeah. But, see, if there's liquid in here, there's liquid in the bottle, and then when I passed it, it was poured.
I mean, that would work if you had something here already, then you could do like a pull it out and then do like
Ah! And
you guys can't see what I just did, but there's we put a little thing right here.
It's like
It's a lot easier to do with like an actual shaker.
not pouring. Pouring. Oh wait, sorry. Here it is. Pouring.
The first thing, there's probably many things, but the first thing that jumps out at me is that you're spinning it here, like from the middle, from side to side, which works fine, but I typically start from the end, because if there's water or any kind of liquid at the bottom, it's more likely to stay at the bottom if you spin it from the top because it creates like a larger arc. If you grab it from the middle and you throw it like that, the water is more likely to shoot up the side and then squirt out.
Okay. So I'll try this one instead. Sorry,
It is,
maybe
you changed
it
it.
doesn't fit.
I changed. Oh, chat. Yeah, I changed the way chat looks. Thank you for noticing. Appreciate it. The next thing I need to do is change some of the overlay stuff so that we have, maybe I would put Twitch stuff on top and then YouTube stuff down at the bottom. That's one thing I need to do for my team is I was going to take still shots of what all of the different cameras see and basically like use graphics to show people like, hey, this is where like you could see your product, because I'm really trying to get more stuff behind the bar. You guys like that white hair coming in? That rogue hair?
You should name it after your daughter.
Name what after my daughter?
The white hair.
The white hair. Yeah.
That's white there.
Oh, that's true. No, I had white hair before she was born, but I definitely have a lot more now.
It's just
The quintessential Flare experience does involve hitting yourself with the bottle a lot.
It's just like it feels like slippery.
It feels slippery? That's weird. The grip on it, in my opinion, is a lot better than glass.
Say that. Probably.
Did you want to try it with glass?
Also, just like the weight is also kind of different on this.
You know one trick I think you could get? You can juggle, right? Like two things. No? You can't do like a...
Nope.
That's weird, because I thought you taught me how to do that when we were kids.
Did I?
I thought
Must
so.
have forgotten.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure you can do it anyway. You can do this with one object. You can do it with a tin too. You don't need to do it with a bottle, but that shouldn't break. Basically, you're gonna take the object. It's probably easier to do it when it's right side up, and then you're just gonna throw it up and grab it with your other hand. You don't need to grab it between your fingers. You can grab it like this, like this. The trick is to look at it at the top of its arc, and then you should know where it's gonna fall. That make sense?
Okay. So.
And don't like spin it. Don't just try and basically keep it still and just up. What did you do? Did you throw it in front of you? Put it behind you.
That's what I did.
It looked like it went in front of you.
Yeah.
Chat,
it was.
was it in front of him or behind him? Don't throw it in front of you, jumping. Yeah, you don't need to like yank it or anything. Basically, you're just popping it.
Oh.
You're almost just trying to throw it like directly over your shoulder. It might be
Is that all?
like, think of it this way, right? You know how you don't need to look at your hand if you're gonna do this.
Yeah.
So just put your other hand where that hand should be. So start
like-
here, and then
Way
do
too much
that.
spin on it.
and you shouldn't put. It's easier to do without spin, honestly. But the same way that you can throw this up and catch it like that, you're just gonna use your other hand.
Right. But it was behind.
You don't need to.
I didn't.
You don't need to throw it like over your shoulder like this. You're throwing it pretty much back. You're throwing it back this way. You're still doing it like that way. Which I can't do either. I'm sure there's a way to do it. You can, okay, so think of it this way. You can start with the bottle in one spot, and like what a bartender would do is they would just go whoop. So not like that way, but just straight up. Can you? How flexible? Like, what's your range of motion with your other hand?
I'm just trying to figure out how you got the bottle from there, like here, at your hip, to all the way back here.
It's not.
Where you
It's
caught it
on the
with
same
other hand.
side. I didn't catch it over here. I caught it over here.
Okay.
So try, like, maybe keep your hand here and then go.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Okay. That's a lot closer. Now,
Like-
don't get too. You actually caught it. It's easier to do if you don't spin it. It's easier if you just go. And you just lob it up and try and catch it in your other hand. And then eventually. Yeah, there you go.
So I didn't know.
I was
that
right.
you're-
I knew you could do it. I called it. M, welcome back. How's it going? Sun-baked potato, welcome. I was like JL confused. It's like a backward reach around. Jumbling practicing with a glass now is making me anxious. But hey, now you've got something to practice. Flare bottle is almost always here, so. My chins multiply when I'm uncomfortable behind the bar.
My chins multiply when my brother's on the stream. Yeah, cheap Texas. Yes.
We just ate.
Did?
Yeah, we had tuna and melon.
I did have one.
You just had tuna? Well, it wasn't really like a whole meal anyway, but it did help after moving a bunch of heavy stuff. Good old anxiety. Good, I went back to college today. I had class at 8 a.m. I woke up at 5 a.m. I'm seriously tired. I really one day I want to get that without having to look at it. Ow. Oh god. My bones. I need a hair tie. Nico, do you have bar mats? I've got like these mats, but I'm assuming you mean like the ones for the floor. No. What we do have is a carpeted floor. I'll show you guys what the floor looks like really quick. And those are cables down there. The floor is largely clean. I mean, I wouldn't eat off of it, but it's clean. Old man voice, my bones! It reminds me of one of the sessions that was for Dropout TV that was DM'd by Brandon Lee Mulligan. He plays he's DMing it, but one of the NPCs was like this old immortal man who had been like locked in a cage, like submerged in water or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but basically he had gone insane because of his time, and when the players arrived to free him, he just goes, listen, you can get me out of this cage if you want, as long as I know that my bones are safe. And all the players are understandably like, why would your bones not be safe? And his response is something like, listen, the worst thing that I can imagine happening to me is if anything happened to my bones, if they weren't in my body. And it's just this real, I think of that now anytime people start talking about bones in general. Fit Nick. God, that's a throwback. Are you guys streaming at the shop? We're streaming at my bar, the home bar. We also have a shop, but that's not where we're streaming from. John Luke has like a workshop thing. That's probably my favorite combo to do right now. I don't know why. It just feels like it flows together so easily. I don't know what you would use it to, and it only works with one object. Reminds me of the old college bar in northern Arizona with carpeting literally always sticky. Yeah, I would never do this in a commercial bar. And one of the things we were looking for the move, I don't know if we're gonna get it, but we're not moving, by the way. We're not moving until the end of January now. But one of the things that we were hoping for was maybe like a finished basement with concrete floor, so that I could get mats when I'm building the bar instead of having to like worry about the carpet and keeping the carpet clean. But then if we have like hardwood floor or concrete floor, then we have to like baby proof everything so that Rosalie doesn't like fall down and bust her head. I can't ever, I guess I normally throw with my right hand and catch with my left. So it feels weird to do this stuff like the other way around. I almost broke a nail. Yeah, if I can do that left-handed, John-Luke should be able to do it. What's that? It's actually easier to do this way. It's just harder to explain. Should I turn my Coke into a rum and Coke? That's the real question. I need important answers here. I ask important questions. Also, I need to clean my glasses. Holy hell. I need to buy limes. I'm very scatterbrained when I'm behind the bar, which is why I need to write things down, otherwise I'll forget everything that I'm supposed to do. So I need limes. I need yellow chartreuse, which will probably get repurposed. I have Saint Germain, I believe. There it is. I do have Saint Germain. Okay. I think I'm good on lemons. But we may not need to. We can pick up some more lemons. And then I need different kinds of gin. You guys got any recommendations on gin? I think for a regular gin, I'm probably just gonna pick up Beefeater. Decent quality, super affordable. But then for some higher dollar gins that are a little bit far out, I've got 2 infused gins already. I have a lemon infused gin from Malfi, and then I have a blackberry and raspberry gin from Bombay. St. George gin? Is it the same St. George that makes the absinthe fared? Monkey 47? That would be an expensive cocktail at that point. But you know what? That's not a bad recommendation. And then I can talk about how the bottle has a little ring on it, if you know where to find it. Monkey 47, Beefeater.
Wait a second.
Is there one? Man, I really wish that we had Blue Coat down here, because they have a barrel rested gin and an elderflower gin that I would really want to use. For a barrel rested gin, I guess Cardinal is probably my best bet here in North Carolina. That should be good. That should be good for now, unless because you can go crazy. Like, I could get an elderflower infused gin, a navy strength gin, aviation. I feel like there's not really an easy way to distinguish aviation from something like Beefeater, other than it isn't meant to have like a super juniper forward flavor. But I don't think that's particularly true of Beefeater anyway. I think it's probably more true of something like Monkey 47 or Gunpowder Gin. Cocktail! I might make one here in a second. I wonder if Dunleaf wants one, because I don't know if I feel up to drinking a whole cocktail right now. Shot 45. Alright. Hey, Hannah, just in case I forget. I need some ideas on extra ingredients that you could use for a last word. I have rye whiskey, yellow chartreuse, and I have mezcal. But I think I want a few other options. And then we talked about this earlier today, but we need to finalize exactly what we're putting in the punch. Gunpowder Irish gin, it's a good gin, and it's a good bottle. I actually had I had an empty bottle back here for a long time, just because I like the way the bottle looks. But I don't want to get bogged down in, like, the product, and I would have a hard time distinguishing really, like, what cocktails work in one of those versus the other. Does Tempest Fusion carry a maraschino? I feel like probably. If it's the brand I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure they have like nearly any kind of liqueur out there, from like peach schnapps, peppermint schnapps, creme de cacao. If it's the brand I'm thinking of. But we don't get it here in North Carolina. I've only ever seen it in posts and heard of it. Can you sub the maraschino for any other? Well, theoretically, you could use another kind of like sweetening liqueur, but the big thing with the maraschino is that it's sweet and tart. So I feel like you would have to use a sweet kind of Amaro, so something like Montenegro or Brain. Actually, you might be able to get away with using something like Brancamenta as well. North Carolina. What about Palma? Palma might work. Palma's very sweet, but I don't know if I want to keep Palma behind my bar, to be honest. If you guys are out of the loop, by the way, Palma, P-A-M-A, is a pomegranate liqueur, I believe. You could do that. You could use Salerno, which is a blood orange liqueur that is also very sweet. Or half of each if you want to be super difficult. Yeah, what if I made a perfect last word where it's like equal parts yellow chartreuse and green chartreuse? It's like two different versions of everything, and so it's actually an 8-ingredient cocktail, and you need half an ounce of all 8 ingredients, and then you need to shake the hell out of them, shake the devil out of them.
Wait a second.
Mr. Owlman. Wow, my eyes are terrible. Mr. Owlman, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the new follow. I appreciate it. You've received 100 messages today through Restream. Why would I want to tweet about that? I guess if you were just starting out, like maybe having 100 comments would be a big deal. But I don't like the idea that my Twitter feed gets clogged up with like, hey, I'm going live, hey, I'm going live, hey, I'm going live. So I try to use it more for just like shit posting. Good evening. Hey, what's up? Thanks for showing up at chat. How's it going, man? I don't want to go to work today. I understand that feeling. Someone, I keep hearing this advice. It's like, you know, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And that is, I'm here to tell you that's not true. I love what I do. This still feels like work. I don't enjoy it less, but it's still work. I still put a lot of effort into it. I just happen to enjoy putting on a good show for you guys. Or hopefully a good show. I enjoy trying. if I went this way? How complicated can we make the flare? Kawaii-chi, I think is how that's pronounced. Welcome, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing up in chat. How's it going? I find it hard to enjoy pot washing, but I don't complain. That's fair. That's your job. Do you work dish? Have we talked about this already? I was not paying attention. That was fully muscle memory. I don't think I could do that again if I tried. Let's see. If I was going to make a variation on the last word with the ingredients I already have back here, I feel like we're gonna try. It's gonna be our base liquor. I have to put it back here. It's Bombay Sapphire Blackberry Raspberry Infused Gin. Couple of shakers. Need my juicer. Need my knife. And I feel like, well, hold on, let me give this a good sniff. It smells kind of bitter. Kind of smells like astringent almost. Right! You could do the last ward. It's called the Final Ward. Not the last ward. It's named after Philip Ward. It was created, I believe, at Death and Company in New York. I don't have yellow chartreuse, so I can't make it technically. Well, you can make it both ways. I prefer making it with yellow chartreuse. Oops, same. Yeah, I've heard it both ways. What? Actually, I know what I'm going to use in place of chartreuse for this. We're going to use Butterfly Elderberry Botanical Liqueur. Give this a good sniff too. I haven't worked with this since the city opened. And then for a sweet liqueur, I feel like dry curacao might work. But I feel like the colors of these, I don't imagine this looking good all in a glass together. But you know what? This is what my gut is telling me, so this is what we're gonna do. Nailed it. Caught it. First try. Welcome to my live stream. I am the world's smallest bartender. I feel like, there we go. Now you guys can see. I don't think this is going to be bad. I just have I don't have any empirical reason to believe that this is going to taste good. I need to grab citrus. Let me see. It does smell like a lemon drink, if that makes sense. So we're gonna see how this goes. Let's put these guys over here. See a little bit more about what exactly I'm doing. It's 3/4 ounce everything. Alright, this is gonna be... We're getting weird, and that's okay. It's okay to be weird. That's a pretty color. Let me make sure I have the right glassware. Where's the other guy? The other guy, my brother, I guess has gone upstairs. He said he hadn't eaten yet, or he forgot to eat like the melon that was served upstairs. Camera 2C, let's see what this looks like. Actually, don't hate the way this looks. It looks like a fine cocktail to me. It does look kind of like a. It does look kind of like a cosmopolitan, in my opinion. And this almost looks like it should be in a Collins glass. Like it looks like it should be served up. Or, sorry, not up, but tall. Alright. Cheers, guys. We'll see how this tastes. Huh. It's... Well, technically, you don't need anything cherry flavored. The rolls, in my mind, and in my head, all cocktails only have... The ingredients can only fill 5 different rolls. You have liquor, lengtheners, sweetener, sour, and bitters. Or sweetener, sour, and spice, which is what bitters are. So spice is anything that adds like aroma or character or different kinds of flavorings to your drinks, and then you have, which can be anything from like the bitters that you add. It could be expressed orange peel, flavored syrups, any of those things that give your drink an extra flavor that isn't already there, or an extra scent that isn't already there. Lengthener is anything that adds volume to your drink. So sometimes it's the ice that you shake your drink with, which is the case here. Other times it's like the club soda topper in like a Tom Collins or something like that. Then you have your sweetener, is pretty self-explanatory. It's anything that's meant to make your drink sweet or give your drink body by adding sugar. Your liquor is your base liquor, and then your liquor lengthener sweet. Oh, and then your sour is your acidic component that balances against your sugars. So here, your sour component is the lemon juice, or sorry, we'll say a regular last word first, because then this will make more sense. In a regular last word, you have 4 ingredients. Gin, Luxardo maraschino liqueur, green chartreuse, lime juice, shaken, served up in a coupe or a Nick and Nora. So, your base liquor is your gin. Your lengthener is the ice that dilutes into your drink while you're shaking it. Your sweetener is your maraschino liqueur. Your sour is your lime juice, and your spice is your green chartreuse. 1 part sour, 2 parts sweet, 3 parts strong, 4 parts weak. That's an old adage for like punch, I believe. That is really refreshing though. It almost reminds me of, maybe because of the color, but it reminds me of like a pink lemonade. This tastes like it would make a really good punch. Did you want to taste this, John Luke?
Yes.
Nailed it. Caught it. It's right here. Right there. I passed it to John Luke just then.
Yep.
So the Barbadian rhyme. That, yeah. Classic punch cocktail. I read these in reverse order. Fun fact. Someone asked where you were. Or they were just asking where anyone else was, I guess. You're gonna do that in the shower with like a shampoo bottle?
I'm gonna mess up that shampoo bottle.
You never read my cocktail idea earlier. Was it the one where you mentioned blackstrap molasses? I saw the molasses out the corner of my eye, and then I didn't get a chance to scroll up and read it. Not trying to be weird about it, I swear. No, post it again. I want to know what it was. I have molasses syrup back here. So I may, depending on what's in it, I may be able to recreate it, potentially.
Where is another guy who said that?
Nathan, I think.
Nathan?
Jamaican rum, cognac, sweet vermouth, sous vide fig, and blackstrap molasses cordial, Angostura bitters, and a lime zest garnish. That sounds... Why does that... That sounds really good, but it sounds... The format sounds like another drink. I can't think of what it is. The use of a split base with sweet vermouth, and then a cordial. I'm not gonna think of it. And then the Angostura bitters. It's definitely probably a Vauqueray. Yeah, well that would be rye cognac. Oh yeah, never mind. That's right. Well, the Vauqueray doesn't have any syrup though. It has Benedictine, but that's yeah. Oh, I'm so good at what I do.
Alright.
I'm
Can
the
I-
best there is at what I do.
Can I make a second one of those?
Sure.
Alright. Let's do that.
Am I right or am I crazy? You could serve it in a rocks glass, I don't mind. Or even like a flute.
Blue glass would be prettier. Okay. So what was in this?
Those three things, and then lemon juice.
In what proportions?
All equal parts.
Interesting.
So I did 3/4 ounce of everything, but you could do as much or as little as you want.
Alrighty. I can do that. And did you mix it with ice? Did you shake this?
Yeah, I'll get your ice for you.
Oh, what fruit did this to your knife?
Some caveman.
Some ape. It was me. I did this.
Vauqueray is, what is it? It's rye cognac, sweet vermouth, Benedictine, Angostura bitters, and are there also Peychaud's bitters in there? Peychaud's as well. Yeah. Cool.
You don't shake it in there with me?
You can, but you just juice the lemon.
Oh. Alright. What happened?
I'm
here?
curious, how many lemon peels were you gonna put in the shaker?
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
All.
Thousands of lemon peels. And then almost as many discarded lemons.
John Luke is spooking me with that knife. Coming from a guy with 3 stitches in his middle finger. Yikes. Measure it, dude. Don't squeeze it. Oh. Also, don't ever measure your liquid ingredients directly over your ice.
Shot and a half. Okay.
Did we miss a shot 30, by the way? Because I think John Luke wasn't
We
here
did.
for it. Have you ever had an Ohana colada? Is that like a pina colada made with Hawaiian rum? Also, tired and I guess alive. Welcome, thank you for tuning in. Great username. Thanks for showing up in chat. How's it going? No, I've never had that, but it's. If I had to guess, it sounds like it's a pina colada made with Hawaiian rum.
Nope.
I just know Ohana means family. First you master the Ohana Colada, and then you have to master the Hakuna Matata Colada. And if you make more than one, then technically you're making a whole lot of Hakuna Matata Colada. These dad jokes brought to you by me and my daughter, who is turning 1 year old. That's grammatically correct. Don't question it, and don't Google it. So pretty. It doesn't look like a Cosmo. It looks like a fake Cosmo.
That is pretty.
This, actually, if I had Palma, Hannah, if you're still in chat, if I had Palma, this is what I would have used it in, because then it would have that, like, really rich red color to it. Or I might do it again and use Aperol. It's refreshing, right? Yeah.
I saw those ingredients and I thought, I need one of my own. That is refreshing.
I don't know, it's almost like, I guess that kind of reminds me of like somewhere between a Cosmo and a margarita in its flavor. Like a margarita because of how it has that dry, like, bite to it at the end, that like crisp acidic bite. Oh, Lord help me. Eyeball, work. Raylan, welcome, thank you for tuning in. How's it going? Looks like a Cosmo with a dash of grenadine. I hope not. I hope you're not putting grenadine in your Cosmos. I have definitely made a clear Cosmo that I had to dash Aperol into to turn it pink because our guests didn't understand what clarified meant.
Chief Justice, this one is not layered, but I guess it could be. I guess it, without the shaking. Could be.
I did make an espresso martini substituting rum, adding a bar spoon of blackstrap molasses, and garnishing with a lime zest. It was quite unique and tasty. What? If you're gonna make an espresso martini that way, this is gonna sound counterintuitive, but if you have some Fernet Branca laying around, just like a 1/4 ounce or even less will make a huge difference. And that like bitter mentholated flavor will open up the coffee flavors in your espresso martini. It only works when you're using some kind of syrup, like a blackstrap molasses syrup. That or something you could do something easy and use like Liquor 43 as well.
Speaking of Sprite, this would go well with Sprite.
Yeah. Are you not a fan of Fernet Branca? Oh, yes, Fernet for life. Sorry, freaked out there. Okay, cool, no worries. Yeah, the recipe that we were using for espresso martinis toward the end of my time at my bar was basically your regular espresso martini spec. So there was regular vodka, double shot of espresso, simple syrup, and then there was a bar spoon of Fernet in there. And it just helps everything stay like refreshing and somehow like bright but also bitter at the same time. I could make it here if I felt motivated to fire up the espresso machine.
Good.
Is there enough coffee in there to make a shot? There sure is. And we have Fernet. For now. Well, normally I would say we're gonna do a shot of Fernet since we missed shot 30. Yeah. But since I only have like, I want to say 2 ounces left. Let's see. Nice. Good. Awesome. Good. Big old calcified puck stuck in here from the last person who used the machine.
It's probably you.
I know that, John. I know it was me.
Who else is
It was me the entire time.
The machine
I am my
he has
own
over
worst
here
enemy.
is not like a a Keurig cup machine. It's not anything like that. It's like a serious contraption. It is
Pretty serious.
Pretty serious. He just casually has it over here.
Actually, now we have camera 4. Now you guys can actually kind of see what I do over here. I call this the server cam because this is where all of my servers would wait for most of their shifts. I'm kidding, guys, if you're watching.
Oh my god, this would be so good for
Wait a second. Hold on.
skits. Like you would be right here, and you'd be talking to the camera, as like the bartender,
That looks way too.
and then the camera is like the patron. So, as a bartender, I'm probably not handing you this because it looks like it's been somebody drank out of it. Oh hey, you forgot this. Here, take this. Can you stream and pull at the same time?
Steam and cold. No, it's a single boiler.
Should have picked that up.
And that's one of the reasons why I say, you know, it's not that much of like a big heavy duty machine. I would love if like Nuova Simonelli or like some big company. Yeah, we could just like take it upstairs and rinse it out later. How is it that I set it to the least amount of coffee? By the way, this is what we were laughing at before. How is this the least amount of coffee that you can get out of the machine? That makes no sense to me. I'm afraid to tamp it too hard.
How did that happen before? You just like dumped all of it out onto this mat.
So let's say that this is the well, that's not gonna work for obvious reasons. All right, let's say this is the handle, right? Yeah, this is a loud espresso machine. So I have this habit of tamping, and then to make sure that it's the right like density and that it's packed in there, I'll always turn it over to see if it falls out. And this time it just fell out because it was too coarsely ground and it was too dry. Yeah, not an ideal shot of espresso, but it's serviceable for an espresso martini. So cool. Shakers.
Wait, should we not do that shot there? Okay then. What about tequila? I'm just gonna pour the shots. Right.
It's a tequila kind of day, apparently.
What's so weird is like recently, every day has been kind of a tequila kind of day for me. Because of the properties of tequila as both an upper and a downer. It's been kind of like the line I've been writing. Coming back from work. What do I want to do? What am I in the mood for? Crazy, dumb, bad action movies? What's a great drink to go with that? Whiskey, if you're Bruce Willis, or tequila, if you're trying to have some fun after work. Tequila is the stuff for me lately. It's weird because of the property that has. Tequila is one of those because of the blue agave, and then there are others that kind of like, you know more about this than I do.
Other liquors that have other properties besides, you know, that they get you drunk.
Mezcal, there it is.
Have you seen that gif of the anime bartender? And he shakes the cocktails like.
If you move your
I
hips.
think so. I think that's. Yeah, he goes like. "Dee, dee, dee."
Nobody quit that.
I can't do it. These guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. That's a dated reference for anyone who's significantly younger than me in chat. There we go. Yeah, taste that.
It's actually really good. Like,
I
Yes.
want to say that specific recipe is originally from a bar in New York called Employees Only.
I've heard about that bar. I probably heard of it from you.
Probably. My
Makes sense.
Breville double boiler was probably the best investment I've ever made. I would love to have a double boiler, but I don't know what the monetary investment is on one of those right now. I kind of just got this one because it was like the one that's most recommended for everybody at home. But I realized the stuff I do at home with my tools is not the same kind of stuff that many other people do at home with their tools.
It's kind of funny about the name of the bar you were. Cheers.
Cheers.
Referencing employees only.
Yeah, it's a service industry bar.
See, I gathered that from the name itself, but like, and I'm glad to know that it is one of those because my idea of those types of establishments is in general, as a customer, you're going to enjoy your experience more as long as you know you have the etiquette. Walk into a place and know how to respect the people who work there. They're over there making a living, earning their way in.
Something on my shirt. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's my button. The monitor right here, we can see what all of the cameras see all of the time. So sometimes I'll like see stuff that I've like spilled on myself or whatever. Take a shot of Malort. I don't think we get Malort here in North Carolina. I feel like I've had it, but I might have been like blackout drunk when I did. So I don't remember it very well. Hannah and I have had 4 different kinds of Fernet, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. I feel like we at one point had a Bavarian Fernet.
Yeah, I remember.
Like Austrian or Bavarian.
When? Did
Maybe
we have that here?
No, I feel like we would have had it in like Miami.
Yeah, some other place, and we never took it. Yeah, it was Miami. I remember we finished it there, I think.
Wait, we bought the bottle down there? That sounds right. I feel like we couldn't find Fernet Branca,
Or maybe,
but
am
we
I
did
thinking
find
about
something
this
else.
absinthe here?
No, I mean we did get that, but that's not what I'm thinking of.
That was good absinthe.
I need to use the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back.
Hello, chat. I am other Nico. I'm Jolly. Ever been to Fernet Branca barback games? What? Is that like a secret, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. I can't remember the name of it. But like the bartender's version of a music festival, but like secret, so like a speakeasy festival. A festival that's like in an abandoned subway. With like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's like the Red Bull games. Competition featuring barbacks carrying ice through tires and throwing, I'm assuming, the tires into a well. Stocking wells with bottles. Okay. Wait. Okay, hang on. What? Weird. It's like the Olympics, but for barbacks.
Sales of the cocktail? Wait, what are we talking about?
No. Barback games.
Oh my god. That sounds like something I would... Like, why is that not a series? I've been saying this for a long time.
At my job, we call it the Ops Olympics. Just like this imaginary thing, but for him, like this is like a real thing. This happens.
Fernet Bronco barback games. That's such a Fernet, like, Bronco thing to do. But no, I've never been. I'd like to go. Fernet, if you're here, if you're listening, send me to the barback games, please. I would love if there was a show on television like this. And I feel like it would do a greater service to its viewers than shows like Bar Rescue in really teaching you or demonstrating what really goes on behind the bar and what really goes on in the industry, and like all of the ways that we have to constantly be like problem solving and serving and learning and like perfecting our craft as well, like physically. John Tapper is the literal worst. That seems to be the consensus, yeah. I mean, I've never met the guy, but he's never really said anything that I completely agree with.
His ideas to me seem more like 5-minute fixes. Like the one that's the episode that was most clear to me with Bar Rescue was the Pirate Bar, because that was the idea that I thought way back when I watched it years and years ago. I thought that would take off. I thought that would work, because before I saw this episode, I thought like a pirate bar should work theoretically. I mean, that's a whole thing. That's like a whole like niche. Like that's so, yeah, people like that.
Someplace I would go to.
Yeah, and you don't even need to be like dressed up as a pirate to enjoy something like that. But the staff could.
I feel like that it would
people would enjoy that,
because it's like a novelty experience. It would be kind of hard to live off of regulars. I think people would be exhausted by the idea of like, do I want to go back to the pirate bar? Like, I went last month, and I don't know. I feel like whenever you go to a themed place like that, it can be really overwhelming.
probably like a tourist thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one, I don't know. I can't really speak to how touristy the place was because I don't remember that. But the bar itself, I forget what they did, but I know for a fact they took away the whole pirate thing altogether. And that was a decision that, like, yeah, okay, if it's not okay to have a pirate bar there, that's fine. But it seemed to me in that episode that he did this just because, just like it was his own like subjective, just like his own personal judgment. It's just like, I don't like pirates, so I'm gonna take care of this pirate bar, and it's not gonna be a pirate bar anymore.
I think
so
there's a tasteful way to do it. I think you could have a pirate bar if you approached it the same way that Americans approach opening Irish pubs. Right? Even people who have no Irish ancestry whatsoever or have never been to Ireland. Like, you can theoretically open a working Irish pub. You just have to you have to practically approach the theme. So I feel like if you were going to do a pirate bar, like, you could make it look like a ship. You could phrase and theme your drinks around things like grog and dram, and you can focus on those kinds of flavors. You would, in essence, you would probably end up being a tiki bar with a pirate aesthetic.
Which is fine. And I'm not going to disagree with somebody in the position of Tafford redecorating this bar as like a totally different bar. I'm not going to argue against that. It's just like he saw that and was immediately just offended by it. And I don't know a lot about the industry. I definitely don't know as much as he does. But I saw that and I was just like, I don't know, it just seemed like he was kind of just taking his own personal taste into it and being like, yeah, I don't really like
He
this.
definitely does that. He makes changes where they don't need to be, because it's part of the whole like brand of the show. One of the things he's really well known for doing is shouting at employees in front of guests, and not like when an employee is making chronic mistakes, and like in the moment while they're on the floor being like, you gotta get out, like that. I would actually understand it, because like if you've seen the kinds of bars that he has to go to, they're pretty poor conditions, or insufficient conditions. So I understand that. But what John Taffer will do is he will let people screw up, and then in order to fill dead air and to acquire like B-roll and content, he'll go back in his mind and go, okay, hold on, what was the biggest fuck up that I saw today? Oh yeah, that's right. That one waitress forgot to bring the extra ranch for table 13. All right, hey, what was her name again? Hey, come out here. And he will like literally drag the employees out in public in front of the guests and be like, this place is condemned, it's unsanitary, and and it's this person's fault, and just like lay into them in
Imagine
public.
working at a place like that and having somebody famous, and like if you are at a place like this while this is happening, just as a guest, and you see this, and you see this person getting yelled at, and maybe you're a regular here, John Tapper doesn't know that you're a regular there. Doesn't know that you're looking at these people, and like, as somebody who's there all the time, and you know these people better than he does, and you're kind of like laying into them like that. You can also speak more to the state of the establishment that you're in, and why you choose to go there and not anywhere else all the time, frequently enough to be considered a regular. And it's stuff like that and perspectives like that that kind of like put John Tapper, or is it John Tapper? Tapper in the light that he's in. I haven't seen Bar Rescue in like years and years. But
I feel like if I actually sat down and watched it, it would trigger me. It was on in a bar that Hannah and I went to relatively recently, and like I was just watching him, and of course he pulled out, he like pulled, I want to say one of the line cooks out from the back onto the floor to shout at them, and I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
you could shout at them back, behind closed doors.
And if I was the line cook, I would have said that. I don't know what kind of conditions these people have to be under in order to be on the show, but there's probably some kind of clause where it's like, if he asks you to do something, you have to do it. Like, you have to show up, or you lose your job or whatever. But if I was the line cook, barring some kind of agreement like that, I would have been like, no, John, you got to come back here and talk to me. We're busy. I'm here making food. If you got something to say to me, you got to say it to me back here, because we don't need to be having a conversation in front of guests. I'm the bartender, and I would say that from behind the bar. I'd be like, no, listen, John, we're gonna talk in the office real quick. All right, the guests don't need to see you talking to me like this.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was wondering about that too. I was just like, do they agree to that? Do they agree to go up there and get yelled at in front of a bunch of people who they see?
I think so.
Regularly?
I feel like the ownership probably talks to all of the employees and says, listen, Bar Rescue is coming in. If John asks to speak with you, just take it on the chin. Like, look up the show if you're not familiar with it. He's probably going to yell at you. But, like, we need the publicity, we need the business, stuff like that. So,
Ideally.
yeah, and then it's like, I believe, this is just a suspicion of mine, I have no proof of this, because I don't care that much, but I believe, when he redoes the bars and reopens them after basically condemning them, I'm pretty sure he just blasts it on his own social media, and so a bunch of people, like, artificially show up for the novelty of going to, like, a bar that's on Bar Rescue and being on camera.
It makes sense. So, like, if you've invested that much capital into it from just your show, to make it work. And then, of course, why would you not use the platform you already are on and the fame that you already have to boost, like, to boost the attention getting to the place that you just invested tens of thousands of dollars into, plus staying there for maybe a week at a time filming with all of these crew who need hotels and stuff to stay in. Like, yeah, it makes sense to get people in the doors and then to film all of that and then put that on national television. Yeah, I could see them doing that.
Prior to Bar Rescue. Yeah, good. Fantastic. I think like the model that Tapper uses to rehabilitate bars, it works over the course of the show, but it does not have longevity, unfortunately. Which is really a shame, because John, business-wise, knows what he's talking about. He knows how to find the money. But in reality, he's only interested in like making sure that it looks profitable for an acceptable window of time.
His model is like, and you can see it in the menus that he makes and like the style that in general, it never deviates very far from as us decreasing the number of items to something that's manageable to the point where like your peripheral vision doesn't like leave out anything. Like it's literally all right there. It's like 10 item menus, super simple with some variety, but nothing that would cause you to need to have your kitchen be like excessively large or stocked with like hundreds of different items. It's just like a very small selection of things, small menus that utilize the small selection so that you make the most out of as little as possible. And that is kind of speaks to how he sets up these businesses that appear to be failing on the show to succeed. Give him some bandages with these tiny menus and these 5-minute fixes with just like assets around the actual like business itself, and then you get people in the door with your social media because you know you're John Tappert and you have a bunch of people watching your show. You could probably use your social media to get people in the door. Like, I don't know, kind of just seems like very mechanical to me.
Going back to, this is not fully non sequitur, it's a tangent to this conversation, but when I said that people show up to be on camera when John does these things, and I'm sure they mention it in the news or like word spreads when he does this in a small town, because he doesn't just do the whole thing in one day.
No.
So word spreads, and I'm sure even if he doesn't post on social media, I'm sure people ask, hey, when are you guys gonna reopen? Like, when are you like redoing everything? And people show up to be there for that, for sure. This is why I believe having a live streaming bar would be incredibly lucrative.
Go on.
Because you would have, like, if it was a bar that live stream, like an actual operating bar that sells drinks to real guests, which is not what this is, by the way. If that's been left out, this is a studio bar. This is a home bar that I record from, so we never serve anyone anything for money here. But if people saw on the live stream, if they were like, oh, it's picking up. Oh, it's just Nico behind the bar, and he just got 4 tickets, and he's still talking to guests. Oh man, it's about to go off, and you would have people who literally would want to show up to see the chaos.
Competitive bar streaming.
And also to be a part of that stuff too. You could make it competitive. Yeah. You could have 2 wells, and you could have different like ticket stabbers where bartenders at the end of the night tally up how many drinks they made.
Yeah. Good. It sounds like a classier version of an early 2000s bartending reality TV show, where you have camera crews, or maybe like cameras on rails, like on the ceiling of like really large establishments with multiple bar setups.
I think they'd be on wires.
Wires?
Like the kinds that... Have you seen like the flying cams for like football stadiums?
Yeah.
Where they have like wires that hang, and basically it has like servos that run down the wire. I think it would be something like that.
So, to have it be purely in a new environment that would be, you could do that, but it's too much of a spectacle. You would have to use existing businesses, but large ones, large enough to have multiple bars. Or maybe if you're not utilizing the wire cam setup, you would have multiple bars, but it remotely separated across like
to whatever bar has the most business at the time.
right. And maybe across a block, you've got multiple bar scenes from different businesses on the same block. And you could see maybe recurring guests, the same guests showing up, or the same parties showing up to different bars and different bartenders, and maybe they could get their names and name drop and talk about like, this is what I liked more about whatever. The thing about a show like that is like, that's not gonna take one night either. That's gonna be another.
Live.
It would be, yeah. And that would be the best thing is like, any input you get from guests is gonna be progressively more fun because.
Could you imagine people watching and you have guests who will order stuff like, this has happened to me, this is a true story. 2 women came up to the bar, I handed them menus. One of them asks me about the Agave Maria, and I go, oh, there's mezcal and all this other stuff in there. And she goes, oh, I don't like mezcal. And I go, well, you know, we can make it with tequila. And she goes, no, just take my friend's order and come back to me. So I look at her friend, and her friend, who didn't understand that this first lady wanted to stall for time, just goes, yeah, I'll just have the Agave Maria. I'll just have that. I'm fine with mezcal. So I go, okay, great, sweet. Did you have any more questions or anything? Like, could I get anything for you? And this lady just goes, no, I'll just have the Agave Maria too. And I go, are you sure? Do you want me to make it with like tequila instead of mezcal? And she goes, no, just make it however you normally make it. And I go, okay. So I make both of the drinks and hand them to these ladies. Her friend crushes the drink. The one that had no qualms, like demolishes her drink in like 10 minutes. But the first lady barely touches the drink. So I come back over and I go, hey, I just wanted to make sure, is everything okay with your drinks? Like, did we do something wrong? And she just goes, well, there's mezcal in it. And I go, wow, Sherlock, well done. Like, you solved it. You've solved the mystery. But I was like, yeah, yeah, there's mezcal in it. And she goes, oh, well, I don't like mezcal. And I'm like, holy shit, what kind of weird deja vu acid dream flashback am I having? We've had this conversation already twice before you ordered in the span of like 5 minutes.
Probably went to another bar before she got there.
But if it were live stream, could you imagine the people in the comment section just going, oh my god, this lady is
They
so...
would be tearing
And
her up.
I think if you put the guests on that same kind of pedestal, I do it a little bit in my content, but I don't ever want to like... I like putting a spotlight on some stuff. I don't like holding a magnifying glass up to things because I'm not trying to like burn anybody. But it would give you a chance to show people like what kinds of dumb stuff really happens behind the bar, and maybe someone will see that and go, I never want to be as dumb as that lady. And like, lady, my heart goes out to you. She's not a regular. She shows up like once a month. I don't work there anymore. My heart goes out to you. I do understand, but like, I don't know, do better. Palmer, thank you for tuning in, hanging out if you're still here. I do appreciate it. Gotta love bar guests. Yeah. The next best thing would be doing a mic'd up series where you just mic up the kitchen. But you would need the right kitchen.
Yeah.
Because if...
Some people would get nasty.
No, it's less that and more like if you mic'd up the kitchen at my old bar, you would have to stream it on Telemundo. Which is one of the reasons I got away with so much stuff, because I was one of the only people that spoke Spanish fluently.
Oh yeah. No, I love listening to that shit. They're just, yeah, it's fun. Shot 30.
Not quite yet. We just did the shot of tequila. I haven't even finished the cocktail that I made. Yeah. Gotta give it to you 30 minutes. I've been doing shot 45 because we've been having like 4 to 6 drinks in a live stream.
True. Okay.
Trying to be a better example, right?
Is the background real?
Oh, it's a green screen. That's a green screen, but this stuff is real. Like, these are real bottles. What's a good one? Yeah, here we go. It's a real bottle of Smirnoff. I guess that one was originally off screen though, so that's not really a good example. Yeah, here we go. It's a real bottle of Fernet Branca. it's chroma keyed out kind of because it's green, but yeah, it's a real bar. The only thing that's fake is this chat. That's a green screen.
Oh yeah, this is it looks weirder on TikTok videos because it doesn't capture the green screen.
Yeah, it does look bizarre when I post this stuff on like YouTube and TikTok, and there's just like a green block in the middle of the bar. I'm used to it, so I don't see it anymore. But eventually, I would like to just replace that with like one of these. I'd probably use the LG TV that's in my room.
I like the new setup, the way the chat is showing up back here. It's not just like black and white chat. It looks more, looks like
It looks like it's part of the bar.
yeah.
The theme that I chose was World of Warcraft
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
for the chat.
that's it.
But it definitely fits the whole like warm, like lumber, timber, wooden aesthetic that we have down here already.
Yeah. Even the green screen.
Cement
is real.
mixer for shot 45. So there are a few, not a whole lot, but there are a few rules about shot 45. One, I have to have all the ingredients to make whatever it is, obviously. Two, it can't be over 125 proof, which means it can still be flammable. It just can't be like, you know, ruin your life, terrible decisions strong, or like liver failure strong. And then three, all of the ingredients have to be liquor. So, which just means that I don't have to shake it really. I can just put it in a glass and drink it. It also means that we can't do a cement mixer because part of that shot involves lime juice. We also only have one lime left, and that would be a horrible waste of
You wanna
lime
see me
juice
struggle?
and Bailey's. Jean-Luc did a shoey on stream under pressure, so like, I feel like he's fine. I'm not gonna ask him to do a cement mixer shot. I did one for not for Mario. I did it for Void. I did it for Ryan's birthday a long time ago. And after that, that's why that rule is in place now. Because otherwise, people would just constantly be asking me to take the worst shots.
Yeah, and at that point, you're like, lucky Nika's still here. What is a cement mixer?
I'm gonna get the procedure of this wrong, but basically you have lime juice and you have Bailey's in separate containers. And what you do is I think this is the correct procedure. You hold the Bailey's in your mouth, and then you take sips of the lime juice and you swish the Bailey's around. And it curdles. That's why it's called a cement mixer. It is awful. It is the closest I've ever come to vomiting on stream. I'm gonna head out, have fun, y'all. Tired and I guess alive. Thank you for tuning in, sticking around, showing up, chat. I do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
See ya.
You shake your head like a cement mixer. Cement mixers don't shake, they spin.
Oh, is that how you do it? That's how
No,
you shake
you
the
just
cement?
you wash it back and forth like,
Aha. Swish it.
you know, like yeah, you swish it between your teeth.
To that, I'm gonna say no thank you. Or for free?
Yeah, for free?
Like, for free though?
I learned in the early 2000s, this is from Hannah in chat, you layer it, pour roses first, then Bailey's, then take it. That sounds a lot better, but still not great. Not even palatable, even probably. It looks like cement mixing. Cement mixing, if you wanted to look like a cement mixer, you would have to like stand at an angle and then be like,
Yeah.
yes. I can feel the effects.
Ah, yes.
Already.
Cement.
It's working.
You can just imagine 100 people doing that. Oh my god.
I did not enjoy that at all. Though, now that I think about it, I would love to tell a guest that that's how you're supposed to do it. I would love to tell someone like
At a birthday
oh,
party?
have you ever had a cement mixer? And they're like,
21st
what is
birthday.
that? And I make it with like roses and stuff, but I'm like, you have to make it like a cement mixer, so you have to be spinning while you do it. And then they would just be so dizzy and miserable by the end of it. I would recommend doing that outside or on a tile floor. My friend and I are gonna make drinks tomorrow after our last final of the term. We just don't know what. Well, first, what do you have on hand? Because I don't want to tell you to like go out to the store and get like 4 things. Do you have any Sambuca? Nope. Never really had a request for Sambuca, so I never thought about buying it. I wanna know what you have already. I would say typically like, and it depends on your own personal preference, stick to 3 ingredient cocktails. Margaritas, daiquiris, old fashions, martinis, Manhattans, gimlets. Yeah, there's a whole lot of 3 ingredient cocktails you can get away with. $50-50 Averna and Fernet.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. That would be the rest of the Fernet that I have anyway.
That'd be the last one, right? The last,
Would be the last shot 30 during the live stream.
That's not bad.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we take this guy? And we're gonna take this guy. Flare! And then we're gonna take the Fernet that's up there. Somewhere. Or the Averna, sorry, it's in the middle. Math, really quick, hold on. These are gonna be maybe heavy shots because that was a lot of Fernet that I put in here. And then, ho-ho! That's most of my flares. Just like single movements that look really impressive for like half a second. Alright.
Mind erasers with That's it.
Hey, there we go. Actually, not too bad. Oh, look at my thing. Alright. There we are. Cheers.
Cheers!
Averna is probably my favorite, like, Amari in a strict sense. Fernet is technically an Amaro because of the way that it's made. But it's not labeled as one. Averna is though, so. Do you cover your open bottles with paper cup cones when you leave your bar? No, we don't actually really super duper have a problem with flies down here because we have so many, like, natural, is it, desiccants?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have like a bunch of different devices down here to keep this, because this is a basement, so we have a bunch of stuff here like cleaning the area.
It could be way worse than it is.
Yeah, we learned it after the first 2 months that we had all the bottles here, and I had speed pours in a bunch of stuff, because I have a habit of, from doing this for full-time work, like at the end of the night, checking all the bottles, like cleaning the sugar that's caked over the top, and like making sure that there aren't any flies that have gotten into bourbon and stuff like that. It's never been a problem here. We had a problem with fruit flies for like
Recently, yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then, well, it's gone now because the fruit flies are gone. We just put a zapper up and some more desiccants in the cabinets and stuff, and then it went away. It turns out though that was because there was food that someone had left under the bar.
Yeah.
I don't think it was me because that doesn't sound like something I would do.
I don't know how to got there, but yeah, the fruit flies were like that was a very sudden thing, and we definitely noticed it when it got here. It's like,
Was that while you were fermenting your beer?
nope.
Well after that.
Actually, speaking of, what is the news on
the mead? Well, do you remember when we first made it? What month was it? We started, by the way, if you guys are really new to the channel, we used to do a series called Brew Your Own, where Gianluca and I would make almost anything from scratch. We've made cherry wine, a ton of different kinds of really weird ciders.
Yep.
We made beer from scratch, and we've also made a mead. Unfortunately, mead, when you're not using any kind of fermentation aid, which we didn't because we're stupid, takes about a year before it's ready. I think it can be bottled right now, but
Not gonna be ready.
yeah, it's supposed to like rest in the bottle for like 9 months.
We're gonna forget about it by the time we bottle it.
Well, so Hannah has a friend who owns a distillery in Raleigh. And she, Lord forgive me, I forgot her name, but the name of the distillery is, something Parts Distilling Co. Can't remember. Hannah will post it in chat if she's listening. She won a distillers competition, like a televised distillers. Well, she won one episode, so it's like winning Chopped,
Yeah.
but for distillers. And she won it by making absinthe because she's a licensed apothecary. So this is already somebody that I want to meet, but I'm thinking, because I'm an impatient person, of just telling her like, hey, I have like 6 gallons of mead and you have a distilling license. How much stuff could we get out of distilling 6 gallons?
That would be a good thing to do legally. Yeah, that would be a good thing to look at. Because I would be super interested in that, especially since she knows how to make and can actually legally distill.
Because she's a licensed apothecary as well, she's technically allowed to like make medicine as well. Like on the fly.
That's crazy.
That's a Hannah describes it better than I do, but like she's allowed to prescribe homeopathic remedies.
Huh.
Which is always something that I've been interested in since way back when I was a barista, and because we had this really big loose leaf tea collection when I was a barista, and I decided the only way that my ADHD brain was going to latch onto any of the information about any of the teas was to make it feel important. So I decided I would find any remotely medicinal use for any of these botanicals. So chamomile is the obvious one, it helps you sleep, but it's also a natural antihistamine. So I would blend chamomile and red chai with a honey syrup. We worked in a mall, so during the holidays people would come down with a cold and they would show up to work anyway. Nobody be outraged by this. You know this happens, right? If you have a full-time job, you know people show up to work sick. So they would show up with a cold and they'd be like, man, my sinuses are just like super clogged and like my head is all foggy. I don't want to drink a coffee, but I need something. And so I would make them a health tea, and I would use red chai, which is basically like a regular spicy chai tea. It's not spiced chai masala, which is different. So I would take loose leaf red chai, and then chamomile, and then boiling hot water, and then add some honey syrup to that, and it's basically like a virgin toddy, actually, a virgin hot toddy.
Hot toddies are solid.
Let's meet up at the Bourbon Trail someday. I'd be keen, as long as I can take my daughter. Touring a bunch of distilleries, basically. Or rick houses, actually, not distilleries, I think, technically. I'd love to make my own spirit with an at-home still, but I don't trust myself separating the head, the heart, and the tail. Yeah, what is it called when the head and the tail are put together? It's called, it has a really, like, awful name, like the trash or the garbage or something. or the odors. I don't remember what it's called. But by the way to get around that, and if you're in the U.S., distilling at home without a license is fully illegal, right, on a federal level. Now that is out of the way, if you are distilling at home, the best way to separate your heads, hearts, and tails is to basically have a bunch of small containers, and then as you're distilling, like, put everything into separated mason jars. This is one of the reasons why larger distillers don't do this, right? Jack Daniel's doesn't distill 250 gallons of Tennessee whiskey and then separate them all into neat little mason jars to taste, to make sure that, you know, they know which is the best part. So that's why affordable liquor, we'll say, not subpar quality, but affordable liquor tends to give you hangovers, is because it has these it's more likely to have parts of the heads and the tails which have these extra impurities that can really mess with your body. But if you're just doing it at home, in my opinion, the best way to do it is to have like a collection of mason jars, and then as you're distilling, like fill one mason jar at a time until you have everything ready. Because you should, I mean, I have 6 gallons of mead. I'm pretty sure I could fill 6 gallons of like mason jars relatively easily. And all you have to do is like take all of them, and if you line them up, you should know kind of where the heads and the hearts meet and where the hearts and the tails meet. So start tasting from there, backwards or forwards, depending on whether there's too much heat or too much like flavor, too much impurity and stuff like that, and that will help you decide where the hearts are. Once you find the hearts, then you combine all of those into a separate batch, blend them together so that they're all homogeneous, and then you can take your heads and your tails and use them for other things too, like biodiesel.
That could be useful.
Biodiesel is love. Biodiesel is life. We've got 4 more minutes on our regular time slot, so I'm going to find somebody to raid here really quickly on Twitch. If you guys are new to the live stream, and if you're watching on YouTube, this isn't going to make any sense probably, but we try to raid somebody at the end of each of the live streams. Dr. Taco, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. How's it going? It's National Mai Tai Day. Cheers. I don't have everything to make a Mai Tai, unfortunately, but cheers. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. This is the tail end of the live stream, so I'm going to try and find somebody on Twitch to raid. But where was I? Oh, yeah, so if you've never been here for the end of one of these live streams, we always try to raid somebody, which means we take a few of the people who are watching this now, we take them over to a separate live stream, we all watch that together, and we'll all be in that chat. It's completely voluntary, though. You can opt into the raid, you can not opt into the raid, and if you don't, I'm not going to hold it against you, and nobody should. But you're still going to end up watching someone else's live stream. You just won't be in their chat with the rest of us. Shadow's Truck, what's up? So no orgeat, right. Well, I don't have orgeat, but I also don't have any... Why do I feel like there's... I'm an idiot, never mind. No, I don't have orgeat. Resisting the urge to get wasted on strong tiki drinks.
Why resist?
Don't resist.
Give in.
Give in to the booze. Let it flow through you. Let it make you stronger. That's my best impression of Emperor Palpatine, by the way. It's terrible, so you know it's real. Shadowstruck, welcome. Thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for showing up in chat. This is the tail end of the live stream. We're trying to find somebody here on Twitch that I could raid. And I'm going to try and find somebody who doesn't have a ton of people watching them, because I want to make sure that you guys have the chance to like ask questions and feel seen and stuff like that. Noah Daddy is live again, and we didn't raid him last time. We raided Girl Cougar. So I think this time we're going to raid Noah Daddy. Let me put the chat command in here. Slash Noah Daddy. I actually have no idea if that worked, because I'm using a different kind. I'm not really fully using a different encoder, but I can't.
Should you type it in here, like on there, or?
I could try to, but the thing is, oh, I know how to fix this actually.
working. All right, cool.
So everyone, thank you for tuning in, sticking around. Thank you for all of your help and support. Hopefully we have been helpful and supportive for you all as well. If you haven't already, please follow. And the next live stream is going to be tomorrow, 7 p.m. EST. Same time, same place, because it's the Tuesday. We'll be doing Tipsy Tuesday. I'll be back here behind the bar, but John Luke will be at work. So it's just going to be me. Just me. Just you and me. Just the two of us. Just the 24 of us. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully we see you guys in the next live stream. In the meantime, join me in rating Kanoa Daddy. He is a D&D TikToker, or at least that is how I'm most familiar with him. So he does a lot of Dungeons & Dragons content. And if you're familiar with my stuff, you know that we play Dungeons & Dragons every other week or more if possible and whenever possible. John Luke and I are both players in that campaign, so if you want to catch that, that's going to be this Sunday, 7 p.m. EST. But join me here. Yep. Rating Kanoa. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, everybody.